Are you struggling to find the time to work out? Well, then this workout's for you. This workout is 15 minutes of beginner strength. Everything we do is 30 seconds of work followed by 15 seconds of rest. We do it twice and you are done. So you just need a range of weights from 5 to 15 pounds, up to 25 if you're an advanced exerciser. Make sure you've done a warm-up, have some water ready, and I'll see you on the mat. Okay, our first exercise today is a plie squat. So you want to use, well, either body weight, taking your feet in a wide stance, or you can hold a weight. So I'm gonna grab a heavier weight, but you pick what works best for you. You're gonna hold that at your chest. Toes are turned out at 11 and 1, and we're gonna lower down into that plie squat. So really thinking about squeezing your glutes at the top, moving from the hips first, so you're moving the hips back as you lower and squeeze your glutes at the top. And if you have a mirror, you just wanna make sure, take a look down, make sure your knees are tracking in line with your toes as you lower and rise out of that plie. And breathe. All right, last one here, and done. Okay, now you need bicep curl weights. We're going into not just a regular bicep curl. We're gonna do one at a time, then both. So you're gonna start with one curl to your shoulder, the other curl, and then both to your shoulders. So as you're doing this, think about little micro bend in your knees, breathing out as you lift, inhale down, and really squeezing your glutes as you do your bicep curl. Good, nice slow pace. And all right, we're gonna sneak that last one in here. All right, done. All right, put that weight down. Next up is side lunges. You can do this either with body weight or with a weight at your chest. You're gonna hold that weight, take a big step off to the side, step together, big step off to the other side. So really nice bend in that outer knee. You wanna keep that other leg completely straight, chest up as you lower into that squat. So you don't want the weight, if you have one, to pull you forward. And just take your time. So pushing off that outer foot to come to center. So great. Okay, now medium weight, probably one up from what you had in your bicep curl. We're going into bent over rows. So you're going to hinge from the hips. We're gonna roll one arm tight to a rib cage, other arm up, and then both. So you want to brace your core, keep everything nice and tight as you're in this hinge, and your gaze is slightly forward as you do this. So if you find that you feel this in your low back, you can go into a staggered stance and do that, and that often helps if you feel that in your low back. All right, done. So now we're gonna go back to that plie squat. So with either no weight or hold a weight at your chest, take those feet wide, and now you're gonna lower down and squeeze at the top. So seeing if you can get your elbows close to your knees. And if you can't, that's okay. So really squeezing your glutes at the top, driving up through your heels. Great for those inner thighs, great for those glutes. And whoo, done, great. Okay, bicep curls. So now you know how that felt. All right, that medium weight. So feet are hip distance apart here, and a little bend in your knees. Curl one, keeping the elbows nice and tight. So you're not swinging, you're using momentum to try to get those weights up. Just really important as you're doing your strength training to really focus on quality and not just quantity. So yes, they're short workouts, but They're effective. Okay, done. So let's go into that side lunge. So again, body weight, light weight, whatever feels best to you. You're gonna hold that weight at your chest, make sure you've got good grip. And I'm gonna step off the other direction this time. And big step off. Sinking those hips back. Thinking about kind of sticking your bum out. Back and forth. Excellent. Coming back to center. And done. Great. Okay. That alternating bent over row is next. So remember, you can go into that staggered step or stand on 2 feet, whatever feels best for your back. So shoulders are down away from the ears and brace that core. Just so in this hinge, you don't feel it in your low back. I like doing a lot of single-sided work. I think it's really important. So you'll see that quite often in my workouts. And done. Okay, great. Now, you can do this body weight or with light to medium weight, maybe heavy weight, reverse lunges. So just nice and tall in your body. You're gonna come up to the top of the mat here. From here, take a big step back, find your balance, and lower that back knee to the ground. So alternating, taking your time. Reverse lunges, also what you'll see more of in my workouts is a little bit more knee friendly than a front going forward in a forward lunge. So shoulders nice and back. You're not letting the weight pull you forward. Just a nice slow pace here. And done. Okay, great. So lighter weight. I'm gonna suggest 5s or 8s if you're new, slightly heavier if you're not. We're going into a rear delt fly. We're gonna hinge, shoulders are down. We're gonna open up those arms nice and wide and close. So looking slightly forward on the floor. Again, keeping that core nice and tight. And here you're letting your arms do the work. Feeling your shoulder blades come together in that top position. And done. Great, okay. So again, you can go body weight in a squat or you can hold a heavier weight. We're going into a goblet squat, which is where you hold the weight like so. Just make sure you've got good grip. Feet are about shoulders apart. You're gonna lower in that squat and rise up and squeeze your glutes. So toes can be straight or have a slight turnout. If you have a mirror, it's helpful to look in the mirror. Just make sure your knees are tracking in line with your toes. And just really squeezing your glutes at the top. Figuring out the depth that works best for you. And done. Okay, so we're gonna go into lighter weight here. Again, 5s or 8s if you're newer. Maybe 10 or 12 pounds if you're not. So straight arm tricep kick back. Shoulders are down. You're gonna do, both at the same time. So arms are straight and you set your shoulders down and back with a slight pause at the top. You're really keeping your chest up. You're not rounding through that upper back with that slight hold. So one done effectively. Ooh, you should feel your triceps. No swinging, no momentum. All right, we're sinking one in. Done. Woo, great. Okay, reverse lunges, round 2. So make sure if you need water, you pause, grab your water. Otherwise, we're coming up to the top here. Roll those shoulders back. Let's step back, big step back. Push off that front leg, back leg to come up to standing. So find your balance. So There you go, keeping those hips nice and level. And a 90-degree bend in both those knees if possible. So, maybe I'm getting tired. All right, last one here. Done. Okay, back to that rear delt fly. So again, lighter. We're gonna hinge again, shoulders down. So brace that core and open up, looking slightly forward on the floor in front of you. And just really making sure those shoulders don't creep up, like they like to do. So shoulders down and back. And done. Oh, awesome. Okay, goblet squats. So either without weight or pick the weight that works best. Make sure you've got good grip. And let's do it. Hips back, squeeze. Chest up, eyes forward. And not too fast to come up and not too fast to lower. Because that's when those muscles are under tension and we feel it more. Done. Okay, those are done. Tricep, straight arm. And all right, again, maybe lighter, especially if you found that tough at the end. So hinging. All right, and remember, you go straight back. Bring it so the arms are basically right underneath your shoulders again. Drawing in those abs. Doing great. These short workouts, yes, they're short, but you still feel it and you're still building muscle. So it's great to get it in. Awesome. Okay, we are coming down onto the floor. You need probably a medium weight for chest presses. So we're coming down onto the floor. We're gonna hold a bridge position, lay on your back. So from here, you're gonna lift your bum up, connect the weights over your chest, keep tension on your glutes. Arms are going to briefly touch the floor and right back up again. So elbows are just a little bit below your shoulders here. Trying to not drop through the hips here. And done. And so you can bring them down onto your chest, and that's your safety position. So, all right, V-sit is next. So you can keep your feet on the floor, you're gonna lean back, draw your abs in, and sit, keeping everything nice and tight, chest lifted as you do this. So you can put your hands kind of underneath your knees. So some people like to put their hands out to the side. You can start to add some footwork here, lifting a foot up, or hardest is to lift the feet. And keep everything nice and tight so you don't feel it in your low back. Done. Excellent. Okay, we're going into side plank. So elbow underneath your shoulder, level one side plank is with the knees stacked, elbow underneath your shoulder. We're gonna press that hip up to the sky. Gaze is straight forward, or you can look up to your top hand. If you get neck strain, you're gonna look down at your elbow here. Just focus on keeping that hip up nice and high, off the mat. Level 2 is to extend the top leg a little bit harder. And then level 3 is to stack both your feet and come up to standing, or you can take your top leg forward of that foot. And okay, other side. So different levels there. You pick what level works best. And if you need to take breaks, you take breaks. So We're gonna lift up here. If you feel like it really is painful in your shoulder, then don't do it. You can go into Russian twists, sitting back in that V-sit, twisting side to side, or laying back and doing a bicycle crunch. But sometimes just bearing weight on your shoulder, not everyone's able to do that. And that's okay. There are other ways to work your obliques. So good, and just breathing. Good, and done. Excellent. Okay, we do that again. So let's lay on our back with our weight for chest press. And we're gonna go back into that bridge position. So lay back, and now bum up, push the weights to the sky here, and remember you're gonna lower down, right back up. So 1, 2, down, pause, 1, 2, up. Not too fast, a little space between your chin and your chest. If you feel like your head isn't back a lot, you might need to put a block or flat pillow underneath your neck, just so you're in good alignment. Good. And done. Excellent. All right, bring those down. Okay, let's go back into that V-sit. So remember, a couple options here. So you can sit, lift your chest. All right, and assume position. If you start to feel this in your low back, you sit up, or take a break. So, and remember, harder option is to lift those feet up off the ground, really bracing your core here, drawing your abs in. Try not to hold your breath. Done, yay, okay, side plank. So again, elbow underneath your shoulder, stack those hips on top of each other, knees are bent about 90 degrees. You're gonna press that top hand up, off, to lift your hips up off the ground. And top arm is extended here, right over the shoulder. Really thinking about just keeping that hip up nice and high. So if you start to lower, pop that hip back up. Keeping the eyes forward, gaze forward. Great, and if this is really easy, then take it up to another level. And so, done, change sides. So, and alternatively, if you start off on a harder level, don't, be shy to regress the exercise. And so, good, all right. It takes a lot of knowing your body, knowing when to push, and you get to know that the more that you start to work out. So we want you feeling strong. I always say sweaty but successful. Sweaty and successful at the end. And guess what? You're done. Look at that. Another workout in the books. So, way to go. You got it done. Make sure you have some water. Make sure you do a cool down. If you like this video, I really appreciate a thumbs up and subscribe. And I will see you at the next workout.